My mom said, "You're not half the woman your sister is," at dinner, but she doesn't know I'd been paying their mortgage. I pushed my chair back and said, "Then she can start paying your rent." Dad turned pale. "Rent? What rent?" It was Sunday dinner and roast chicken filled the kitchen. My name is Amanda, 34, the daughter who pays the gaps. Denise shared baby news and Mom smiled like she won. Then Patricia said, "You're not half the woman Denise is." I slid my chair back. "Then she can start paying your rent," I said. Dad's fork froze midair. "Rent?" Thomas whispered. "What rent?" Because for 3 years I'd been paying their mortgage and my father had no idea. That was the moment her secret hit daylight. Before we go on, where are you listening from today? A quiet kitchen, a parked car, or a room you finally own? Echoes of life are here with you while we turn pages. 3 years earlier, Mom called me crying late at night. I was in my tiny apartment eating cold noodles. Her voice shook through the speaker. "The bank is on us," she said. "If we miss one payment, we lose the house." Then she whispered, "Your father can never know. It would destroy him. Amanda, just help us until we're back on track." Back on track became her favorite phrase. Every month on the 1st, $2,000 left my account. I labeled it rent in my transfers. It was easier to hide from Dad that way. I told myself it was temporary, so I worked more. I worked overtime. I grabbed weekends and late projects. My eyes burned under fluorescent lights. I lived on coffee and boxed meals. My coworker Jessica found me asleep at my desk once. She said, "When did you last take a day off?" I laughed like it was a joke. I couldn't remember. I stopped applying for jobs in other cities. I couldn't risk a move, disrupting the payments. Friends bought homes and talked about equity. I renewed my lease again and again. Meanwhile, Mom kept spending like nothing was wrong. A sale car that still smelled brand new. A kitchen renovation she called finally necessary. Weekend trip she posted online. Denise's life looked effortless. A wedding that could have paid my rent for months. A suburban house with a pool. Mom told the neighbors, "We're blessed to help our kids." Dad smiled, proud and unaware. I was the quiet engine under their story. Useful when money moved, invisible when praise was handed out. And every time I asked, Mom had a deadline. After the holidays, after spring, just a few more months. Always later, never done. I wasn't paying a mortgage. I was paying for her lie. Last November, Mom asked me to help in the attic. "Just boxes," she said. "I can't climb like I used to." The attic smelled like dust and dry wood. Cardboard scraped my fingers. A single bulb buzzed overhead. I found a banker's box labeled Tax Records 2018. Inside were neat folders and clipped statements. Then I saw mortgage papers. Not old ones, newer ones. The date hit me first. 6 years ago. A refinance, $200,000. My throat tightened. Dad had always said the house was paid off. Mom had said it with confidence, like a story she rehearsed. I flipped pages slowly. Interest rate, loan term, a second mortgage tied to the house. Then I saw Dad's signature. It looked wrong, too smooth, too perfect, like someone tracing it from memory. I took out my phone. No flash, just the screen glow. I photographed every page, one by one, front and back. I put everything back exactly as I found it. I carried the box down like it weighed bricks. Mom smiled and asked if I found anything useful. I said, "Just old paperwork." My voice sounded normal. My hands did not. I drove home and sat in my car. Garage lights hummed above me. I couldn't turn the key. That night, I opened my bank statements. I searched for the transfers. First of the month, every month, $2,000, $36 payments, $72,000, all labeled rent. My stomach rolled. Rent for what? Rent for a house I didn't even live in. I wanted to call Dad immediately. I wanted to shove the papers in his hands. I didn't. I hate that about me. I freeze to keep peace. So I watched instead. I paid attention. Mom grabbed the mail before Dad got home. She kept bills in her purse. She said, "I'll handle it." Dad let her. He trusted her. At dinner, she changed subjects fast. If Dad joked about being mortgage-free, she laughed louder. Then she praised Denise. Then she praised herself. And I kept showing up twice a month, smiling, passing the rolls, listening to my own name used like a tool. My body stayed tired, my chest stayed tight, like I was holding my breath for months. I wasn't planning revenge. For once, I was collecting reality receipts, dates, photos, and truth. By the time Sunday dinner arrived, I was done being her secret. Sunday dinner started politely. Denise shared her pregnancy news. Kevin kept refilling glasses. Mom leaned back and smiled at me. "You're not half the woman your sister is," Patricia said. She said it like small talk. I pushed my chair back. "Then she can start paying your rent," I replied. Dad's fork stopped midair. "Rent?" Thomas said. "What rent?" Mom's eyes flashed. Thomas, not now, but his voice turned firm. "No, answer me." I stood up slowly. My napkin slid to the floor. "I've been paying your mortgage," I said. $2,000 a month for 3 years. Denise froze. Kevin stared at his plate. Dad looked at Mom, waiting for her story. "It's to help with expenses," Mom said. "What expenses?" Dad asked. "I pay the bills, I see the statements." I opened my bank app. 36 transfers filled the screen. Each one labeled rent, each one dated on the 1st. I handed Dad my phone. His hands shook as he scrolled. His face went from white to red. "That's $72,000, Denise whispered. I didn't look away from Mom. "Tell them where it went," I said. Mom's lips parted, then closed, so I kept going. "6 years ago, you refinanced the house." I said $200,000 a second mortgage, and Dad never knew. Dad snapped his head toward me. "I never signed a refinance." "I know," I said. "The signature is wrong." I found the documents in the attic last November. Banker's box labeled tax records. I took photos. Denise's eyes filled. "Mom, why?" she asked. Mom's voice shook. I wanted to help Denise. She deserved a beautiful wedding. They needed a home. My stomach clenched. "You stole it," I said. "You forged Dad's name, and you made me pay it back." Kevin looked up fast. "Mr. Morrison, I swear I didn't know. We thought it was a savings. It was house equity," Mom said. "That's our savings." Dad stepped back from her. "That's fraud," he said, voice low. "How long have you been lying?" 3 years, I answered. She called me crying, said foreclosure was coming, said you could never know. Dad's eyes moved to me, not accusing, just broken. "And you carried this alone," he said. I swallowed hard. "I was told to," I said. "I was trained to keep peace." Denise started sobbing. Kevin put a hand on her shoulder. Mom reached for Dad again. Dad pointed toward the hallway. "Pack a bag," he said. "Leave now." Mom turned to me, desperate. "Amanda, stop him." I didn't move. "You chose who mattered," I said. "You don't get to take it back tonight." Dad's voice went quiet, colder. "Out," he said again, and the house finally listened. In one dinner, her lie lost its power. The next morning, Dad called a lawyer. Her name was Catherine Rodriguez. Her voice was sharp and calm on speakerphone. "Thomas," she said, "we have evidence of forgery. Refinance documents plus Amanda's payment history. You can pursue criminal charges, or you can pursue a clean divorce with protection." Dad rubbed his forehead like it hurts to think. "I don't want her in jail," he said. "I just want her out of my life." Catherine didn't soften. "Then we document everything," she said. "We stop the bleeding. We protect the house and your retirement." Mom moved in with her sister that afternoon. She left behind cabinets she'd remodeled with stolen equity. The house looked the same, but it felt hollow. Denise called me that night crying hard. "I didn't know," she kept saying. "I swear I didn't know." I believed her. Denise was spoiled, not evil. Still, my chest burned anyway. Kevin got on the line next. "Amanda, we'll pay you back," he said. "We'll sell the pool if we have to. We'll do whatever it takes." I sat on my couch, staring at my empty sink. I thought about ramen dinners and overtime hours. I thought about the word Mom used, strong, like it was permission to take more. "I'm not making you homeless," I said. "You have 2 kids and 1 coming." "But I am done being the safety net." There was a pause. Then Denise whispered, "What does that mean?" "It means no more bailouts," I said. "No more pretending. No more money moving in silence. You too build your life within your means. If that hurts, it's still real." Dad walked past me in the hallway. Then he looked older overnight. He stopped and put a hand on my shoulder. "You shouldn't have carried that," he said. "I'm sorry." That apology landed harder than any yelling, because it was simple, and it was finally aimed at the right person. On Monday, Catherine sent Mom's attorney a packet, refinance copies, signature comparison, a timeline of the deception, and my statements showing 36 transfers. Mom's lawyer tried a settlement anyway, half the house, half Dad's retirement. Like none of this mattered, Catherine replied in one page. Clean divorce, no assets for Patricia, or criminal charges for fraud and forgery. After that, the pressure stopped. Not because Mom felt sorry, because the story couldn't survive documents. Denise came to my apartment a week later. She looked around at the cramped space, stunned. "You lived like this," she said, voice cracking. "While paying for my life," I nodded once. "And it ends here," I said. She reached for my hand. "I'm sorry," she whispered. I didn't pull away, but I didn't comfort her either. This wasn't about punishment. It was about reality. The moment I stopped paying, the whole family had to grow up. When the payment stopped, my body didn't believe it. I still woke up at 3:00 a.m. Heart racing, doing math in the dark like missing a transfer would end my life. Jessica noticed first. "You're here," she said at work, "but you're not resting, so I booked therapy. Doctor." Rachel Kim had a soft voice and sharp questions. She didn't start with money. She started with roles. "Who are you in your family?" she asked. "The responsible one," I said, "the one who handled it." "And what did that buy you?" I stared at my hands. "Permission to be used," I said quietly. Dad sold the house a few months later. Too many memories in the walls. He downsized to a condo downtown. He paid off the mortgage and kept the rest. He sounded lighter on the phone, like he could breathe again. Denise and Kevin made changes, not overnight, but real ones. A stricter budget, a used car, less pretending, more honesty. Mom sent emails, then letters, then a voicemail that just said, "I'm sorry." I didn't reply right away. I wasn't ready to be her comfort again. One day, I took my first vacation in years. No overtime, no calendar alerts, just quiet, sun on my face, a full night of sleep. Standing by the water, I realized something simple. I wasn't half of anyone. I was whole. I had always been whole. Documentation over drama, boundaries over begging. The money was gone, but my life finally belonged to me.